Good morning. Today we will discuss some of the important topics of partnership fundamentals. The first topic is accounting treatment in absence of partnership deed. Now there are some topics which are not discussed in the partnership deed, or it may happen that the firm may not have a partnership deed. So what will be the treatments? Quickly we would go through them. In case of sharing of profits, or if there is no profit and loss sharing ratio given, the profits and loss will be shared equally. Next, interest on capital. If interest on capital is not mentioned in the partnership deed, or the firm has no partnership deed, no interest on capital will be allowed to the partners. Then interest on drawing, it will also not be charged if nothing is mentioned about interest on drawing from the partners. Then interest on loan by a partner, that means if a partner has provided loan to the firm, interest has to be provided to the partner at the rate of 6% per annum. Then remuneration in the form of salary or commission. If it is mentioned in the partnership deed, only then it will be provided. Otherwise, no salary or commission will be provided to the partners. Then admission of a partner, although it has nothing to do with accounting treatment, but we also have to remember that if a new partner has to be admitted, it has to be admitted with the agreement of or consent of all the remaining partners. So any one partners cannot call or cannot admit partner of his own choice. Now next is difference between charge against profit and appropriation of profit. Now these topics are important for your test also, and also for numericals whenever you will solve. The charge against profit, as we had discussed, is debited to profit and loss account, whereas appropriation of profit is debited to profit and loss appropriation account. Then charge against profit, it is used to calculate net profit. That means it is deducted from gross profit and then debited to the profit and loss account, and then we arrive at net profit. Appropriation of profit, it is simply the distribution of net profit. That means the net profit transferred to profit and loss appropriation account, and then when it is distributed, it is called appropriation of profit. Now priority, that means which one is charged first. So charge against profit is charged first, and then appropriations are done. That means we prepare profit and loss account first, and then only we prepare profit and loss appropriation account if there is profit. In case of loss, we do not prepare profit and loss appropriation account. Then rent to a partner, it is an example of charge against profit. So in the numericals also we have seen, if any rent has been paid to a partner, it is debited to profit and loss account, not profit and loss appropriation account. Then interest on loan by a partner also is a charge against profit. Then what are the appropriations? Salary, commission, or interest on capital paid to the partner or general reserves. These are the appropriation of the debit side. On the credit side, in the profit and loss appropriation account, we have interest on drawing charge from the partners. Now the next topic is profit and loss appropriation account. Profit and loss appropriation account is prepared after profit and loss account. It is not compulsory, but is prepared only when there is profit and the partners have to distribute the profits. So what is the first step? The first step is transferring net profit from the profit and loss account to the credit side of profit and loss appropriation account. Then the appropriations will be done. In case of loss, even if loss is there and we prepare profit and loss appropriation account, we will transfer net loss to the profit and loss appropriation account. So this will be done only if this question specifies that even in case of loss we have to prepare profit and loss appropriation account. Then these are the appropriations. Interest on capital, we have solved many questions on interest on capital. This is the first appropriation to be debited to profit and loss appropriation account. Salaries or commissions to the partners, these are debited to profit and loss appropriation account. Then transfer to reserve, so it can be general reserve or any other reserve. So transfer to reserve is also an appropriation of profit because it is done only when there is profit. So these are the appropriations which reduce the divisible profit. And on the credit side we have interest on drawing. Interest on drawing is charged from the partners, so it is written on the credit side, and interest on drawing increases the divisible profit. So in case of past adjustments also, we have done the treatment of drawing in such a way that it will increase the divisible profit. And at last we have the divisible profit. So this profit is divisible profit which is transferred to partners capital or current account. So we also have gone through what is capital, fixed capital account, what is fluctuating capital account. So in case of fixed capital account, it will be transferred to partners current account. In case of fluctuating capital account, it will transfer to partners capital account. And in case of loss, loss will be transferred. So loss will be debited to the partners, profit will be credited to the partners. Our next topic is a situation when appropriations are more than available profits. So if there is any situation like interest on drawing and salary is more than the available profit, then what will be done? So in that case, whatever available profit is there, that is only distributed in the ratio of appropriation. To better understand this, we can go through question number 54. So in question number 54, you can see that there are two partners, Anshul and Asha. So they are having interest on capital at the rate of 5%. So capitals of Anshul is rupees 8 lakh, and then salary will be provided to Asha at 2000 rupees per month. So for 1 year it will be 24,000. Interest on capital to Anshul will be rupees 40,000. So interest is provided only to Anshul. So these are the only two appropriations. There can be more appropriations also. So in this question we have only two appropriations, in which we find that total amount of appropriation is 64,000. Now in the question available profit is rupees 32,000. So you can go through the question, you will find available profit is 32,000. Now this available profit will be distributed to the partners in the ratio of appropriations. So what are the ratio of appropriations? This is the ratio of appropriations between the two partners. 40,000 is to 24,000, or when the appropriation ratio is reduced, we get 5 is to 3. So 8 5s are 40, 8 3s are 24. So in the ratio of 5 is to 3, whatever profit is available, that will be distributed. So we will distribute 32,000 like this. To Anshul it will be 32,000 into 5 by 8, rupees 20,000. To Asha it will be 32,000 into 3 by 8, 12,000. So this rule is followed in the above question, and we have also to remember always that in case of appropriations, if the appropriations are more than profit, profit will be divided in the ratio of appropriations. So you will go through many questions in these situations. Now next topic is partners capital account. Partners have two types of capital account: fixed capital account and fluctuating capital account. In case of fixed capital account, we have to prepare two types of account. One is simply called partners capital account and other is called current account or partner's current account. In case of fixed capital, the capital of the partner remains the same. That means no appropriations are done in partner's capital account. So if no appropriations are done, for appropriations we have to prepare another account which is called partner's current account. So in this account we will do the appropriations. What are the appropriations? The appropriations are interest on capital, salary, commission, interest on drawing, all these things. So these things will be done in the current account. So if interest on capital is to be charged, it will be debited to the partner's current account in case of partners having fixed capital, and then like this partners will be credited in the current account in case of interest on capital or salary or commission or divisible profit. And drawings, on the debit side we have drawings, interest on drawings, these two items, and nothing except permanent withdrawal of capital or new capital introduced or additional capital introduced, these two can only be done in the capital account. So capital account is only done to introduce additional capital, and if there is any withdrawal out of capital. So if there is drawings out of capital, then we have to use partner's capital account, or we have to debit partner's capital account. But in case of fluctuating capital, we have only one account. In case of fixed capital, we have two accounts, capital account and current account. In case of fluctuating capital, we are having only one account, which is called partner's capital account. And in the partner's capital account, all the appropriations are done. That means whether they are withdrawing out of capital or out of profit, this will all be done in the partner's capital account. Then interest on capital, salary, commission, interest on drawing, everything will be done in the capital account itself. So this has to be remembered in fixed and fluctuating capital account. So whenever we go through the question, if it is written that partners have fixed capital, we have to prepare two accounts automatically. But if it is written that partners have capital, fixed word is not written, we have to prepare partners capital account. Next topic is calculation of opening capital. In many questions you have observed, particularly relating to past adjustment, you may have observed that we have to calculate the opening capital. So in page number 2.34 in your book only, you will find the method to calculate opening capital. So go through your book. Simply, as we have discussed in class 11 also, that when we have to calculate opening capital, we have to add the drawings and we have to deduct the additional capital introduced. Then a separate treatment is there in case of capitals fluctuating, when the capitals are fluctuating. So we have to add drawing against capital, then we have to add drawing against profit, any type of drawing, then interest on drawing has to be added, then share of loss, if there is loss being debited to the partners, it has to be added, and then what has to be deducted? Partner's salary or remuneration or commission, interest on capital, and share of profit that has been credited. These things have to be done. So next topic we have to go through properly is calculation of opening capital. So go through this topic in page number 2.4. Now next very important topic is interest on partners drawing. So if the partners are withdrawing any amount, the partners will be charged interest. So what will be the interest, how it will be calculated? It depends upon whether the drawings are regular or irregular. In case of irregular drawing, we have to follow the product method. So normally product method is not asked in the examinations, or they cannot be added to the question since they are lengthy, but regular drawings can be added to any question and they can also be separately asked. So commonly regular drawings related questions are asked, so we have to go through that particular topic clearly. Then in that particular topic of regular drawings, we have to calculate the average period. So what is the average period? Generally, if the date of drawing is not given, we assume that 6 months will be taken for calculation period. But if you have been provided the time or interval of drawing, for example, if a fixed amount is withdrawn every month or fixed amount withdrawn every quarter, that is the nature of regular drawings. So regular drawings example is fixed amount withdrawn every month or quarter. It can also be half yearly. So if such type of things are given, you will assume it is a regular drawing and you have to take average period. So how will average period be calculated? So the formula or simple formula, even in case of monthly drawing or quarterly drawing, we have to follow this even in case of half yearly drawing. Months remaining after first withdrawal. Suppose regularly an amount is withdrawn every month on first day of every month. So in case of first day of every month, what is the condition? Suppose in a year drawings are starting from January and the year ends on 31 December. In case of that, we have the first drawing on January 1. In that case, after January 1 we have 12 months. And then what is the last drawing? The months remaining after first withdrawal is 12. The last drawing will be on 1st of December. So after 1st of December we have 1 month remaining, so we will add 1 divided by 2, we will get 13 by 2 or 6.5. So if it is on the first day of every month, if it is on middle of every month, in that case what will happen? From again January to December, if it is on middle, that means 15th January, 15th February, like this, and the last drawing is on 15th of December. In that case, after the first withdrawal we have 11.5 months remaining in the year. After the last withdrawal, that is on 15th December, we have only half months or 0.5 months remaining in the year, then divided by 2. Now this comes to 12 by 2 or 6 months. So simply we can remember, in case of monthly drawing in the middle of every month, the average period will be 6 months. And similarly, if it is on the last day of every month, then what will be the average period? If it is on the last day, then first drawing will be on 31 of January. Then after 31 January we have only 11 months. Last drawing will be on 31 December. That means no time remaining, 0 months, divided by 2. This comes to 11 by 2 or 5.5 months. So every time we need not calculate this average period, but if we need so, we can use this method and then we can also remember. So in your book also it is given, you can go through in page number 2.50 and you can understand this type of questions. So go through many questions relating to interest on partners drawing. Now next important or most important topic of this chapter is past adjustment. So many students have problem in past adjustments only. Normally other topics are not so tough to solve, but there are some problems in past adjustments. In case of past adjustments, we have to follow the rule of rectification of entries. So if our concept of rectification is clear, we would be easily understand that. And then in case of past adjustment, we have to pass an adjustment entry after preparation of adjustment table. So understand the adjustment table properly, and then after preparation of adjustment table, try to understand what amount shall be debited and what amount shall be credited to the partner. Like this we can solve the questions of past adjustments. So go through many questions that I have solved in the previous videos. You will understand past adjustments. And then the last topic or important topic is guarantee of profit to a partner. So if there is any guarantee of profit to any partner, then in that case remaining partners or any one of the remaining partner can provide the guarantee. So whoever will provide the guarantee, that particular partner will bear the deficiency amount of that particular partner who has been provided guarantee. Suppose C has been provided guarantee that he will get at least rupees 10,000 profit, and divisible profit comes to rupees 6,000. The remaining 4,000 will be borne by A and B if nothing is mentioned in the question. But if it is clearly mentioned in the question that A will bear, then in that case A will bear the entire deficiency amount of rupees 4,000. So like this we can solve the questions of guarantee of profits. I hope you have solved many of the questions. Regarding the test, you should go through small questions because there would be MCQ questions. Obviously there would not be long questions. So in MCQs questions, small numericals could be asked and some theoretical questions also could be asked, mostly from these topics which I have dealt today. Thank you.